Steve Francisco, let's talk about Social Security matters. What is the maximum amount of earned income or wages on which a person is taxed for Social Security?
Right. Well, this year in 2013, it's actually $113,700. Next year, it's going to go up to $117,000. And something that's important to note here is that less than 6% of the total population in the U.S. has wages that are above the cap. Really, the cap is someplace that if Congress were to raise it or even to eliminate it, as some people are proposing, you could actually do quite a bit to capture additional revenue that could be used to strengthen Social Security. Remember, the Social Security actuaries are predicting that the peak of the baby boom when they retire, that sometime, I think the year was around 2034, Social Security would not be able to pay 100% of currently promised benefits. And at that time, there'd actually be about a 25% shortfall. If you were to eliminate the cap on income, and basically all income was taxed for Social Security, you could actually close about 90% of that projected gap in funding for Social Security.
Has this cap been played with before, or is this the same cap that was there in 1935?
No, and actually the first cap on earnings was 1937. It was only $3,000 a year. Of course, $3,000 in 1937 was worth a lot more than it is in 2013.
But nowhere near the 113, 117.
And so the cap on taxable earnings has actually changed and has gone up every year since 1937.
So there is a movement called Scrap the Cap. Could you tell us about that?
Well, basically it is this argument that if you were to get rid of the cap, that you could help close the projected shortfall in Social Security revenues so that you wouldn't have to cut future retirees' benefits. And I was looking at this, some information that I found online. Senator Tom Harkin of Iowa, a good friend of labor-endorsed senator, been in the Senate many years. He's actually going to be retiring from the Senate, but he has introduced a bill that would eliminate the cap on Social Security earnings and count the additional earnings toward benefits at a lower replacement rate. There's also a proposal in the House from Congressman Mike Honda of California to do something similar to that, and also Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, a Democrat from Chicago, has introduced similar legislation. But what all three of these bills have in common is that they'd either eliminate the earnings cap so that all income would be taxed for purposes of Social Security, or you would tax a portion of it. The Harkin proposal actually proposes to phase this in over a period of 5 years. And again, the money could either be used to improve some benefits or, more likely, I think, really devoting that revenue to strengthening Social Security so that we won't have the kind of shortfalls that we're looking at in about another 15 to 20 years.
So Scrap the Cap is something that we can all relate to. You know, it makes sense. And it makes dollars for the government. To learn more about Scrap the Cap, go to www.aflcio.org or on Social Security directly, www.ssa.gov.